Alexa, lower. Alexa, lower. Okay, hopefully, Val, you're there somewhere. Somewhere. Good morning. Okay, let's get going. It's just you and me today. All of our worldly traveler workout partners are gone. So, there you are. You can hear me? Yes, awesome. Okay, take your feet to the width of the mat. Make a fist and pull the elbows back as far as you can get them. And just hold them there. Once you've pulled them back, I want you to squeeze the elbows towards each other and then fold halfway down. And then come back up. And then do it again. So we're just trying to activate some muscles in the back and stretch out some muscles in the legs. Let's do it a few more times. And after this last one, we're going to release the arms and fold all the way down. Hands to the floor, walk out to your plank. Step your feet so they're about 4 to 6 inches apart and just hold your plank. We're going to step the feet in, hold your bear, so your knees are just hovering above the floor. And now we're going to push up to a down dog. Drive your heels to the floor. Should be fairly easy because this is a small dog. So you're getting the benefit of a nice little calf stretch here. Now, pull the shoulders over the wrists and drop the knees down just above the floor again. And lift up to that down dog. So you're really pushing the heels down and getting the legs nice and straight. And do it again. Shoulders over wrists, knees just above the floor. And back to that down dog, heels to the floor. Lock out the legs, hold it here just for a few more breaths. And now walk your feet forward up to the front of the mat. You're going to inhale, extend to a flat back, and do a nice slow reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip the palms, reach for the ceiling. This microphone is in the way. Okay, there we go. And back by your side. Big deep breath. And swan dive all the way down. Butt pushes back. Come down nice and slow. Let the head go. Inhale, extend flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Step out to plank. Hold your plank. Meet me in down dog. Heels push to the floor. A little harder to get them down this time. And pull forward, plank, and back to dog. Just go between the two, forward and back. Warming up the shoulders, the arms. Just a few more. Okay, step those feet back into bear. Knees are just above the mat. Just hold here, breathe a few more times. And now put the knees down. We're going to do some cat-cows here. So I want you to keep the toes tucked under. Pull the hips back a little bit so they're above the heels. And now do a cat. So you really arch the back and just hold it while you breathe a few times. And now bring the shoulders over the wrists and reverse it. So you take your gaze, you look up. Now you've got an arch in the back. Now, pull the hips back about 3 or 4 inches and come back to that cat. So you should feel a big stretch through the upper gluteals and the lower back. Pull the shoulders forward. Take your gaze, look up. And while you're doing this, be mindful about the stomach. You need to be pulling it up and into the spine. Okay, from here, you're gonna come onto the tops of your feet. You're gonna sit all the way back on the heels and relax your forehead to the floor. Your arms can stay bent. Just sort of find a little happy place here and breathe. Okay, back up onto all fours. Tuck your toes under. You're going right back into that downward dog. Push the heels to the floor. Now elevate nice and high on the toes. And then heels down. Legs are straight when the heels are down. Lift up high on the toes. Should feel the body pulling forward when you get nice and high. Heels down. And one last time, lift up. And step your feet towards the hands. Meet me in a full forward fold. Now, while you're folded, I want you to let the head go, unweight the upper body, and move your hips back as far as you can without falling. Now, one forearm at a time above the knees. Just hold here for a sec. Retract the shoulders. Think about rotating your coccyx bone up to the ceiling. So you feel a nice little tug of the hamstrings. And then one hand at a time above the knees. Help yourself come back up to standing. Nice. Take a nice big deep breath. Reach the arms up. Keep them nice and wide, but get them long. Now take your gaze, look up at the ceiling. Now if that hurts your neck, of course, you're not going to do it. But think about growing the spine. Your arms are reaching, and now relax it. Nice. Okay, we're starting out with bicep curls today. So whatever weights you do for a bicep curl, we're going to hold our body in a split lunge. So I've got my left foot forward and my right leg back. Get nice and high on the toes on the back foot. Turn the weights to face forward and start curling. So you want to come down slowly and go up at whatever pace you want. So we're really being mindful about resisting as we bring them down. Now, it's fine to have a slight forward lean of the upper body. You should probably feel that left glute doing a little bit of work here. So when you get high on the toes on the back foot, it puts most of your weight into your front leg, which is what we want. Nice and slow coming down. We're only doing a few more. One more after this. Now you're going to hold the weights by your side here. Your palms are going to face each other. You're going to fold down really slowly. As you do that, try to keep the front leg straight if you can. This is a little bit of a PMF stretch for that hamstring. Now you're going to come up just as slow. Nice. Hammer curl the weights to the shoulders. Press them up and down 8 times. So right now I've got my shoulders over the hips, but I'm still up on my back foot. So 2 more. Nice. Take the weights back. Open the palms now so they face forward and give me 8 curls. Slow on the way down like we did in the first round. You can lean the upper body forward a little bit. Nice. 3 more. When the work starts to get hard, remember to breathe. Palms face each other. Come on down really slowly. Try to keep the front leg straight. You work here the range of motion that you can. I'm not sure if your weights get all the way to the floor. It doesn't matter if they don't. You want to feel that nice tug behind the leg. Back to your curls. Give me 8 of them. You're going to go a little faster on this last round. Last 2. Now you're going to hammer curl back up. So hammer curl to the shoulders. Give me 8 presses. Make sure you're keeping your neck nice and long. Nice. Okay, come on back down. Slowly, really go as slow as you can. This is your last time doing this full to this leg. Try to give it all the range you can. And then come up just as slow. Nice. Step your back foot in. Put your weights down. We're going to come back and do the other side, but after we do our ball. So, I know you have a ball. Hopefully you have a ball. Grab your ball. Here we go. We're going to work these hammies. So you're lying down with your feet on the ball. Your head is nice and relaxed on the floor. So, make a big bend in the legs. So get the ball close to your butt. Your feet are on the top of the ball. Lift up your butt and extend out slowly. And of course, if you're traveling and you don't have access to a ball, you're doing a walkout bridge. We're doing 8 rollouts here, keeping your butt nice and high as you pull the ball back in. So it's really 3 or 4 counts out, at least 3 counts coming back in. So try to keep it nice and steady. Okay, put your butt down. Put the ball off to the side. And come back up to standing with your bicep curl weights. We're going to switch feet. So this time, we have our right foot forward and our left foot back. Nice and high on the toes. Start your 8 curls. Try to slow it down when you lower. And give me a little forward lean. When you do that, you should feel your right glute bearing some load. Last 2. Take your weights by your side. Straighten the front leg. Here we go. Come on down nice and slow. And just as slow, coming back up. Hammer curl to the shoulders. Give me 8 presses. Nice job. Back to your 8 curls. Nice and slow on the way down. Kind of have to be the boss of these weights, right? And we want to make sure we're not over gripping them. Give me that little forward lean. You have 3 more. Nice. Take the weights down. The palms face each other. Here we go. Come on down slow. Keep the front leg as straight as you can. And then all the way back up. Hammer curl the weights to the shoulders. Give me 8 presses. Whoops. Don't do that. So you want to exhale out as you lift up. back down, nice and slow. And back up. We're just going to do one more round here of biceps. Let's go. A little quicker. Nice job. 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay. Back down on the floor. Keep those weights nearby. Back to finding your ball. We have 8 hamstring rollouts to do. So start out with the ball close to your butt. Your feet are flat on the top of the ball. Lift it up. Roll it out slow. When you roll it back in, you have to lift the hips up as you roll it in. That's the most important part of the muscle activation. Keep the tummy pressing down. Keep a nice, slow, steady pace. You have 3 to go. Nice. Okay, butt down. Get rid of that ball. We're going to do some arm work from the floor. So we're going to start out in a bridge with your weights that you can press. So palms face each other, arms are long, wrists over shoulder. Bridge it up, feet are hip width apart. So our first arm exercise is for the triceps. So you're going to bend at the elbow, let the weights come down, touch each shoulder, and press it back up really slowly. And do it again. No movement between the elbow and the shoulder. Squeeze your butt cheeks and pull your stomach down. It's 8 of these repetitions. You've done 3 so far. So it's a slow pace. Gives you an opportunity to create resistance and check out your form. Okay, so arms up nice and long, your palms face each other. You're going to do a fly. So you open up nice and wide till the back of the arms get to the floor, and you squeeze like you're hugging a huge tree. Bring the weights all the way to touch at the top. And do it 7 more times, at least 3 counts out, maybe even more. And the same to return them to the top. Working a lot of the back of the shoulder here and the chest. Keep those buns firing. They're not on vacation. Squeeze them. So you want to keep this really slow and steady. So you're the boss of these weights. They're not jerky. They go out equally on both sides and they come in equally. Okay, hold them up at the top. Hands are shoulder width apart. Just hold. Now I want you to move your feet and your knees so they're touching. So a lot harder to balance when you're holding these weights with your hips up and your knees together and your feet. So it's all about finding muscle to keep you nice and stable in this pose. Keep squeezing your knees so your inner thighs are working. Now take the weights and let them touch. And take it back to a lat pull. So you come back slow, just go halfway because we do have our hips up. I don't want any strain to your back. So you're just moving the weights halfway back and pulling them forward over the chest. Now put your butt down, squeeze your knees while your butt's on the floor. Take the weights back to that lat pull where they go all the way back and come all the way forward. Now bridge it back up, squeeze your knees, just go halfway back. Come back forward, butt down, arms go all the way back. Bridge it back up, halfway back. You just have 4 more of these. Butt down, take the weights back. Butt up as you squeeze. They just go back a little and come forward. So even while your butt's down, you're still squeezing your knees, right? So your butt's down, you take it as far back as you can, bring it forward. Now, open up the weights so they're not touching each other. Open up your feet so they're 4 to 6 inches apart, and your knees. And just hold this. Now I want you to do a pelvic tilt. So press your lower back into the floor and open up to that big fly. Pull the weights together. While they're here, shoulder width apart, you're going to lower the elbows to the floor and press back up. Give me a fly. Bring the weights together. Lower the elbows. And keep that going. Your lower back is down. You're holding that pelvic tilt. So 1 press, 1 fly, 6 more times. Last fly, last press, and we're going to give our hands a bit of a break. So put the weights down, flip over, and get into a low forearm plank. So you're on your elbows, your legs are straight, your tummy is fighting gravity. Suck it up and into the back. Just hold here. 2 more breaths. Now we're going to roll over onto the right arm, facing the left side of your room. Stack your feet, lift the left arm up. Lift your top leg up if you can. Hold here for just a few seconds. Put the foot down, keep your hips up. Come back to both forearms. Hold and breathe. Try not to drop your face. Stay nice and strong with your legs straight and your heels pushing back. Left forearm facing the right. Sweep that right arm up. Lift that top leg if you can. Lower that top leg. Hold the pose. A few more breaths. Come back to both forearms. Now put the knees down. Pull the elbows isometrically towards the knees. Now walk the elbows in front, 3 or 4 inches forward of the shoulders. Hold the tummy in. Your knees are down. Nice. Walk your forearms back, all the way back to a quick child's pose. Nice. Now come on back up. We're going to row for our back. So I'm going to have you pick up the heaviest weights that you can row with. Okay, you ready? Here we go. So feet hip width, butt back, spine is long. Come down, come up halfway and start 8 rows. Keep your heels weighted. Now, full deadlift, all the way down, halfway up, 8 rows. All the way down into that deadlift, back up for 8 rows. Nice job. Okay, put them down. It was enough of that fun. We're going to do a little tummy work. So, legs are nice and long. Get them into the corners of your mat right in the front. Bring your arms out. C-curve the spine. Suck in your stomach. Pull it down. Come down nice and slow. Really slow as you round that back. Come into a full body stretch. Arms go back, toes point. Now lift the arms back up. Bend your legs. Flatten out your shoulder blades. Your arms are on the floor by your side. You're going to take your left knee, lift it up towards the chest. Take your right leg, extend it out long. Now, fight for your knee to come in and your leg to get longer. Now pull the right knee in, extend the left leg long. Fight to get that knee in. Pull the left knee in. Now, both feet are going to come out. Legs are going to stay bent. Take the legs, keep them bent, but let the toes touch the floor and pull the knees back in. While you do this, push your stomach down. Don't let it pop out. And if it does, don't take your feet out all the way down to the floor with your legs bent. Just limit your range of motion because you want to keep the stomach down. We're going to do 4 more. When you pull the knees in, pull them as far in as you can. Last 3. So you go out nice and slow. You come in nice and slow. 2 more. And 1 more. Now bring those knees into the chest. Make a nice circle to massage your lower back. So you can keep your knees close together while you do this. Change the direction. Okay, feet on the floor, legs bent. We're going to do some crunches. So lift your head up and hold the back of the head. Tuck your chin down towards your chest. Drop the elbows back. Now, you should be able to see your tummy. Suck it down. Lift up a little higher. Keep the elbows back. Just hold this. Now you're going to take the right arm, remove it from the head, bring it forward towards your right foot, curve around and see if you can touch the ankle. And then take that hand back behind the head. Do the same with the opposite side. Left arm reaches, curve around. You're actually working the oblique here on the side body. Take it back, lift up, do it again. The right hand out and back. Stay up with the shoulder blades. Left hand reaches. You're reaching that left shoulder towards the foot. And do it again. And again. And now just hold the crunch, try to get a little higher. And relax your head to the floor. Roll the head side to side. So you relax the neck muscles. Nice. Now we're gonna lift up back into that crunch, lift up, get the shoulder blades up as best you can. Take the knees to touch the elbows, and then take the feet back to the floor. Keep the crunch. Bring your knees in, crunch it up, and down. And in, and down. And in, and down. See, this is sort of a reversed crunch. So lift the pelvis up a little bit so those knees get to touch the elbows. And just do a few more. This is really targeting more of the lower abdominals. One more. Make sure that belly stays down. Okay, feet on the floor, legs are bent. You're gonna roll the knees to the right and roll them to the left. This is the little cheap, affordable butt massage. So you're rolling onto one side of the hip and then back to the other. Should feel good. Okay, take the legs all the way up to the ceiling. We're targeting these lower abdominals again. So how I'm gonna have you do it is get your legs straight, flex your feet, push your heels towards the ceiling, do a pelvic tilt. So you're trying to lift your butt up, but you're not throwing it in the air. You can barely see the activation, but you can feel it in your lower abdominals. And then release it. Pelvic tilt lift. While you're holding it, see if you can slowly drift the heels towards the front of your mat. It's not a big move, maybe an inch. And then release it. And do it one more time. Lift up. Move your heels a little forward. Hopefully you're feeling this in the lower part of the tummy. And bring those knees in. Nice. Okay, this time, knees over hips, feet at the height of the knees. So you're in a tabletop position. You're going to take the right heel, slowly lower it towards the floor, keeping the leg bent. Your left leg did not move. Slowly bring that right knee back up and do the same on the opposite side. Keep the tummy down. Very important. And slowly bring it back up and do it again. Leg stays bent and lift back up and opposite side. And in slow motion, just keep oscillating between the two sides. Nice and slow and steady. Okay, bring both knees into the chest. Open up the knees this time, make a big circle. You're gonna massage and bring some movement into our hips. Get our inner thighs nice and stretched out. We are gonna take the ball and work the inner thighs, or a Pilates ring, whatever you have, or a pillow, or a towel. Okay, rock and roll up. You get a quick sip of water. Grab your ball, get ready for inner thighs. And after we do inner thighs, we're going to do the band for the outer hips. Forgot to get mine. There we go. Okay, so have your band close by and ready. We're going to do 3 sets of both. So starting with inner thighs. Get that ball, squeeze it in as far as you can. Hold it for 3 counts and release it slowly. Bring it in, squeeze. We're doing 8 repetitions. Release it slowly. Bring it in, squeeze. And back out slow. 5 more. Got to really make sure you're giving it all you got. Hopefully you're working on almost your last one or close to your last one. Feel a little shaking by now. Okay, so put that ball to the side just for a sec. Grab your band, get it around your feet, or by the ankles, I should say. Back down. Okay, so in position. Heels are over your hips, your legs are straight, and your feet are flexed. Open out with control and close at the same pace that you opened out at. So no jerkiness, lots of muscle control going on here. So 8 reps, we repeat this set 3 times. Make each one count. So when you take it out, say, God, could I have gotten it a little wider? Let me try on the next one. Last 3. Last 2. And here's your last one. We can keep the band around our legs as long as you can fit your ball between your knees. I'm sure you can. Here we go. Start your squeeze and release slow. And if it's not comfortable with you, just remove the band. I want you to really focus here on these inner thighs. Squeeze each one, at least 3 counts. Okay, when you've done your 8, remove the ball and come right back. Up with the legs. 8 times you're opening up. Nice and slow and steady. And back together just as slow. Try to move your heels a little more forward if you can. Just to switch up the angle a little bit. But keep the stomach pressing down. Okay, once you've done 8 of these, you're back to that ball. So you can get rid of the band. Do the last set of ball squeezes. You really want those legs shaking. So press in and hold. Maybe it's more than 3 counts. But you want to tire out these muscles as best you can. Push. And then release. So bring a lot of force to each of these. You only have about 5 more. Okay, say goodbye to the ball. Get yourself sitting up. We're going to do a quick little stretch here before we get into a pigeon. And then we sign off and say goodbye. So open your legs nice and wide. Walk your hands forward, round your back, and just sort of fold in between your legs. Hold here and breathe. And if you can take the hands out a little further, go for it. Your breathing helps you kind of just give in to the stretch instead of fighting it. That's why it's really important to stretch when you breathe. I mean, or breathe when you stretch is what I meant to say. That's funny. Okay, a couple more breaths. Then we're getting up on our feet. We're going to do a couple of stretches for our legs and lower back. Okay, bring the hands back up. Bring the legs back in. Shake them out. Pull them in. Get up on your toes. Hang out here just for a sec. Really high on the toes. As high as you can go. And now meet me in a forward fold. We're going to cross the right foot over the left and drift your hips backwards. Oh, how good does that feel? So you're getting the outside of that left hip, probably upper part of the glute if it's tight. Now drift your weight forward, uncross, and go the other way. Drift your hips backwards once you've got your legs crossed. Maybe play around with that angle. Maybe stick your hip out a little bit or back a little bit, wherever it feels good for your body. Okay, uncross it as you drift forward. Take one hand at a time above your knees. Come back up. Pyramid stretch. So the right foot goes back. Take a look and get both of your feet in a straight line. And now walk down with your legs straight. You're coming all the way down. You're going to just fold over your front leg. Let the head go. You're looking through both knees to the back of the room. Just hold here and breathe. Okay, inhale, extend to a flat back. Step your back foot in and take that left leg back. Both heels are down and push your hips backwards. Fold over the right front leg. And inhale, extend to a flat back. Foot pulls forward. We're going to do a nice slow reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip the palms. Reach for the ceiling. And I thank you very much for your power and strength. Woohoo! We got it done, Val. We did it.